Okay, mate, so width is a common catchphrase that you hear thrown around with recreational golfers. And we see a lot of this action at the top of the swing.
Yeah.
Okay. The arms are collapsed, the wrists might be extended. Then in transition, we're going to get it narrow, the face is going to be open. It's hard to play consistent golf from there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sacrifices a low point strike and everything from that position. But again, it's just understanding what width can create as opposed to just thinking about, I need width in the golf swing. What does width do? It increases turn, it increases rotation, it gives you a consistent width of arc. All notable things that will get you on the way to better ball striking, certainly.
Yeah, so width, defining this for every player at home, is really, at the end of the day, the distance between the end of the handle and, let's say, your sternum, okay? So if there is a certain distance between the center of my chest here and the end of the handle, throughout the golf swing, we want to maintain that within reason. The closer that gets to us, well, that is going to affect our ability to be able to return the golf club back to a point where we're going to strike the ball first, the ground second, get that low point fundamental
and not only that,
of consistent contact.
There is going to be a lot of this going on at the ball. If it gets narrow, if it gets wide, you're going to have a lot of inconsistencies with recreating low point control and how you get back to the ball.
Yeah, so you've got a towel there, mate, and what I want you to do is demonstrate for the players at home of a great drill they can use, very simple, to provide them the feeling of maintaining width in the backswing.
So a lot of people use it under both arms. I like to use it under just the lead arm, right? And if you use it just under the lead arm and grip the club as normal, okay, the reason why I use a towel and not a band is because the band gives you a little bit of leeway in both directions. It does. Kind of width and this way. So I want you to kind of feel with the towel that it gives you that single radius throughout the swing. And what I mean by that obviously is the arc goes the same back, comes the same through.
Keeping it nice and wide.
Goes wide, comes narrower, right? So during the backswing, what we're trying to do as we grip this club here is keep the tension on the towel, okay? And that then straight away increases our width, gets us turning a lot better, and stops these arms from collapsing, which everyone tries to stop doing in their golf, is stop these arms collapsing, which reduces turn and our pivot. Simple. Put the towel under your arm, grip it, make it nice and tight with the club, okay? Swing to the top, keep the tension in that towel
you can feel the tension.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pass it over here. Let me try that one there. Now, this is something that I was really struggling with in my game when I was progressing growing up as a junior, so I could definitely use this drill. So we can see it's extended underneath that armpit, lead arms feeling long and structured. Then as I create this turn, we can see that it is staying in contact.
Perfect.
Now, what would happen here, Clappy, if this player was keeping it long and extended, but it's now moved around their body? Would they go, this is width? Because you can see that it's still straight.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when you then discuss how the trail arm affects width as well then through the backswing. So this one focuses on lead arm. You could also do it for trail arm too. Yeah,
so if I now move this over to my trail arm and I get this feeling, and I actually did a couple of videos with Andy Carter just before this, and we were talking about the feeling of the right hand for the right hander,
like that,
almost pushing down and creating this opposing force where the face was closing. This drill gives you a bit of a 2-for-1 deal in regards to not only maintaining the width of that trail arm from the chest, but also ensuring that we are not getting into a position where we're not hinging the golf club. And I can really feel that through that.
Yeah. I mean, a really good one as well with that is kind of the butterfly drill, where you get the hand on top, push away, and you're pushing that trail arm away. And ideally, a really good reference point is that this trail arm doesn't bend past the 90-degree angle. So as soon as it gets past that 90-degree angle, that's when you know you're losing some width and getting quite narrow. Whereas if you feel as a reference point, I'm trying to keep that right arm, and a lot of people will feel that their arms are straight when they're doing this. So straight arm swings back, straight arm swings through will be really good. But if you just feel like you keep that width there and that doesn't bend past 90 degrees, so that's at 90 degrees there, that ensures that I keep my width and turn through backswing.
We'll get back to that video in just a second, but I just want to tell you quickly about my online training platform, Perform Golf. Being a player myself and going through the struggles of working on my game all the way up to playing on tour, I understand that nagging feeling that you're putting work in that's not actually making a difference to your swing and your golf game. So that's why I've created an all-encompassing membership covering every aspect of the game to help you fast track your progress and get you shooting lower scores. It's available on all the app stores and on the web. The link is down below. So sign up now, experience the difference yourself. Let's get back to the video. And that's a great point you make, And I'm sure there's a lot of players at home, they would be thinking right now, well, what about the downswing? I know it goes from wide to narrow, but we actually see a lot of players, they try and create this lag in their golf swing by pulling their arms and the handle towards. You can see I lose the tension. So the thing I love about a drill such as this is the lag is created through this wrist motion, right?
Correct.
The change of direction, that creates lag. It is not from dragging that towel in.
Yeah, I call it strong lag versus weak lag.
Yeah.
Right? Weak lag is where you get here.
Correct.
Right? And people are like, oh, I need to get the club close to me and I need to lag it. But strong lag is where you keep the width and get the club lagging through wrists, should we say, or not lagging, but getting into a better position through the golf swing.
Yeah,
through
perfect.
the wrist motion.
So I'm just going to map that feeling out. I'm going to use back arm, combining these two together. I think this is a great exercise that everyone at home can play around with, get the feeling. I like that it keeps your upper arms connected to your torso as well. And look at that width and structure. It just definitely feels like I'm able to get that club back to a functional position. Let's recreate that feel, mate. See if I can get some nice width in the downswing.
Yeah, let's see it.
Showing out there. So good, mate. Definitely
better,
felt
mate.
wider as soon as we were moving in transition from lead arm parallel back down into this downswing spot. Love it. Great drill.